Welcome back to the Think Strong Network. Today we're diving into a really powerful question. What if your family history isn't a script you have to follow, but a story you actually get to write yourself? We're going to break down how you can be the author of your family's future, no matter what the previous chapters looked like.
And you know, this explainer is really for every single parent out there who's trying their best to build a better future for their kids. We see you, we see the hard work you're putting in, and the ideas we're about to cover, well, they're designed to be powerful tools for you on that journey.
So, to really understand this, let's kick things off with a fascinating tale of two completely different families. Their stories really paint a picture of how the choices of just one generation can totally shape the world for the next.
On one side, you have the Millers. Their family story started generations ago, built on a foundation of real, unconditional love and security. But on the other side, you've got the Johnsons. Their family was caught in this painful, repeating cycle of abuse, anger, and insecurity. I mean, two totally different starting points, right? And they led to vastly different worlds for their kids.
Now, this slide shows something absolutely crucial. These legacies, they don't just stay the same, they grow. They're exponential. On the left, you can see how the Millers' foundation of love just branched out, positively impacting more and more people with every single generation. But look at the right. The Johnson cycle of abuse also multiplied, spreading its damage further and further down the line. It's a really stark visual of how family patterns get passed down and just amplified over time.
So, what does this actually mean for us right here, right now? Well, it all boils down to a fundamental choice we make every single day in how we interact with people. Our source material calls this a choice between two mindsets.
First up, there's what's called the in-the-box mindset. This is kind of our default setting when we're stressed or frustrated. We start seeing other people as objects. So our kid suddenly becomes an obstacle to getting out the door on time, right? Or maybe they're a vehicle for our own pride at their soccer game. This is the exact mindset that fueled that whole Johnson legacy.
But the alternative is the out-of-the-box mindset. This is when we make the choice to see others as actual people, with their own needs and feelings. So instead of seeing a problem, we see our child who might be feeling anxious or overwhelmed. This is where we choose empathy over frustration, and this is the Miller legacy in action.
All right, so this is a moment for a little real talk, little reflection. Think about your own patterns for a second. What's one in-the-box habit you've had to consciously work on changing? Maybe it's jumping to criticism or getting defensive. Go ahead and share it in the comments below if you feel comfortable. This is how we all learn and grow together.
Okay, now let's look at a really powerful real-life example of this. The story of a young man named Jason shows how one single person can break even the most difficult cycles, proving that your starting point doesn't have to be your destination.
Jason was born right into that Johnson legacy we talked about. His childhood was just filled with trauma, fear, and insecurity. He saw violence, felt totally hopeless, and a lot of his basic needs were completely neglected. By all accounts, he was basically programmed to continue that exact same cycle.
But Jason did something absolutely extraordinary. After landing in juvenile detention, he took a cognitive skills class, where this fundamental truth just clicked for him. He didn't have to accept the negative story he'd been told his whole life. He made a conscious, powerful choice to reject that programming and start writing a new future for himself.
And this quote from the source just illustrates that transformation perfectly. By changing his inner world, his outer world started to change too. His fate wasn't sealed by his past anymore. It was now defined by this new vision, a life centered on giving and receiving love.
Jason's story is incredible, and it proves that change is possible. So how do we apply this in our own homes? Let's get practical and look at a powerful tool from the source material that any parent can start using today. It's called validation.
So what in the world is validation? Well, it's not about agreeing with your child or immediately trying to fix their problems. It's simply the skill of truly understanding what they're feeling. When we validate someone, we send this incredibly powerful message. I hear you. Your feelings matter. You are important to me.
The source breaks it down into 3 simple steps. First, just listen. Listen with the only goal being to understand, not to think of what you're going to say next. Just take it all in. Second, acknowledge the feeling. Give it a name. Wow, it sounds like you felt really angry, or I can see you're feeling hurt. And third, and listen, this is the hardest one for so many of us. Resist the urge to fix it. Just let them feel heard. That connection is often the real solution anyway. Okay, so looking at these 3 principles, listening to understand, acknowledging the feeling, and resisting that urge to fix, which one of those feels most needed in your family right now?
Drop a comment and let us know. It's really amazing what a little focus on just one of these areas can do.
And all of this leads us to the most empowering conclusion of all. Your family history is just the backstory. It is not the final chapter.
It doesn't matter what legacy you inherited, whether it was more like the Millers or more like the Johnsons, you have the pen in your hand right now. You can be what experts call a transitional character. That's the person in a family line who consciously stops the unhealthy patterns and creates a new, healthier legacy that will bless generations to come.
And of course, we want to give full credit for these powerful ideas. All of the concepts and stories that we've talked about today were adapted from the amazing work of the Educational Highway.
So let's leave it with this powerful truth, straight from the source. Remember this as you go about your day, as you talk with your children, and as you build your own legacy. Our beginnings don't have to be our endings.